Hi everyone, this is Smruti. Welcome to QA automation classes. So today we are going to start a important chapter in Selenium 4, that is the weights in the Selenium, right? So what are different types of the weights we have in the Selenium, right? So we can use four types of the weights. Okay, one is the Thread.sleep. This is coming from the Java. This is not explicitly from the Selenium. Okay, and then we have implicit weight, explicit weight, and fluent weight. Okay, so these are, you can use four types of the words in a Selenium script, okay, or the your automation code. So out of this we'll see one by one which one is better. We'll come to know by the end of the chapter. Okay, so now let's see what exactly is this thread.sleep, right? So I'll walk you through a scenario, right, when we can see and why we need to use the thread.sleep. Okay, so let's open the application, internet.herokuapp.com, not tables.com. Okay, so now here I think dynamic controls. Okay, so now yeah, this is the one. Okay, so what exactly we're trying to do here? So we are trying to click on this checkbox. So click on this checkbox and then verify whether this checkbox is clicked. Click on remove. So when you click on remove, you see there is a loader, right? The loader is going, and then after some time it is giving the message it is gone. So we have to verify this message, right? So now since there is a delay in coming this message, we have to pause our script for that much of time so that this element is visible on the UI, right? If you don't pause your script execution, then what will happen? Then it will not able to find this one, right? And then it will throw you error. The script will fail that time. So in that time we have to use some wait statement, right? So we'll start with the thread.sleep, right? So thread.sleep, we give a specific time interval to wait. Okay, but the demerit with the thread.sleep is like, if the web element is available before that also, the script will wait for that particular time which you have mentioned, which is not good, right? So let's go with the thread.sleep first and see how exactly it works. Okay, so now new, let's say thread sleep. Okay, so okay, so now main, let me copy from here. So driver maximize. Okay, main also I can come. Okay, cool. So okay, so now driver equals to new Chrome driver, and where we are navigating this time, we are navigating to this dynamic controls page. Okay, so now we have navigating to the dynamic control page, and then what we're trying to do, so we're trying to first click on that checkbox. Okay, so let me refresh. We'll get the locators for these checkboxes, inspect. So now let's go and see, this is a checkbox. Okay, this is the checkbox. So control F, let's try the CSS. So div, this is input type equals to checkbox, label equals to blah. Okay, so we'll go to div and then we'll come back to the child and identify it. So let's say div, and id means dot, right? So dot, what is the id? Id is checkbox. Okay, this is checkbox. Then form id div. So here div, sorry, this is id, right? So you have to use hash. So hash checkbox slash input. Okay, so now with this we are able to navigate to the child element, right? So now after navigating to the child element, we have to click, right? So now this is my CSS, copy it. So now let's go to driver dot find element, by dot css selector, and css selector you put whatever you have copied from there, dot you have to do a click, right? So after doing the click, so that checkbox will get clicked. Okay, so after that we have to verify whether it is got clicked or not, right? So yes out, you say if checkbox is clicked. How would you verify if checkbox is clicked? So now what you need to do, again you have to same thing, driver dot find element, okay, dot find element, and here by dot css selector, right? And by dot css selector, and after giving the css selector here, the same selector we can give, right? We are writing for the same one, right? Okay, so you can say there is a method called is enabled, right? You can verify that method. So input, and then you can say here dot is displayed is enabled, you can see is enabled, right? So this is what you need to do. So now what it is going to do, so it is going to identify that checkbox. After clicking on that checkbox, it is going to identify that checkbox, and after that it is going to verify whether it is enabled or not. If it is enabled, it will give true, otherwise it will give false. So after that it is done. So now what is the next step of the action here, right? So what step we need to do? So now clicked and checked whether it is enabled. Now we have to click on remove button, right? So how to click on the remove button? First let's identify the remove button, right? So remove button, so this is what is the remove button. Okay, if you see, this is what is the remove button. So now we can say button, okay, so say button on click will take this property. Okay, let's say button, okay, and we can give the type equals to attribute equals to value, right? So button, and then within the square braces you can say on click, right? So the this one is the on click, right? On click equals to, inside the double quote or the single quote we can give swap checkbox. Okay, so now if you see, that particular button is getting identified, so 1 of 1, right? So now we can use this css and we can do a click. Okay, so now let's go. So now driver dot find element by dot css selector, give the css selector dot click. Okay, so now dot click. Okay, so now we clicked on that remove button. Okay, so after clicking on the remove button, we have to verify whether that message is coming, right? So when you click on remove button, you see we have to wait for some time, and then only this message is coming, right? So you see, I will get the express for this one. Okay, so button, not that one, we have to get for this one, right? Okay, fine, this is a p message. Okay, let me remove this one. Okay, so p id equals to message. Okay, so p start with p id, right? Hash id equals to message. So this is the css for this particular message. Okay, so now we can verify that one also. Now I have to write a SOP statement here. Okay, is out is success, sorry, within the double quote, is success message displayed. Okay, if success message is displayed, so what we'll do, so now add plus symbol and say again driver dot find element by dot css. Okay, so by css selector, and you have to give that css selector, right, that we have given here. Okay, faceless message. Okay, faceless message. Okay, so after giving this one, just you say verify is displayed, right? So is displayed, right? So Now if I try to run, see there is no wait here, so let's try to run. Let's see what happens. So now I'm opening the URL, checkbox, clicked on it, click on remove, see. But here what happened, if you see, the execution happened if checkbox is clicked true. So what is that? Checkbox is clicked here. So now after this it started displaying. Okay, so it is true. After that it clicked on the remove button. So let's put a message here. Okay, clicked on remove button. Okay, so now it clicked on remove button, but is success message displayed? Okay, here it is getting the error. What is that exception? No such element exception. It is unable to locate that element because the while whenever this script is getting executed, it is trying to identify this particular element on the UI, but it is not yet visible in the UI because there is a delay, right? So in order to address that delay, we have to give some wait statement, or we can go with the generic thread.sleep. So thread, okay, so it is coming from the java.lang.sleep, and you have to give long millisecond. How many milliseconds? So let's say 300 milliseconds, or whatever you are giving, that is going to be sorry, so yeah, 3000 is nothing but 3000 milliseconds is nothing but the 3 seconds. Okay, so it is going to give you some error because the thread.sleep is going to be generating a interrupted exception. If you see here, okay, it generates a exception called as the interrupted exception. So what we need to do, we need to either put it inside the try catch, or we can add exception to the method signature like throws exception. So let's put this one. So now if you see, so with the main method it is saying throws interrupted exception, and now that message is gone. Okay, this is not a good way of handling the exceptions, because always if your code is trying to throw some exception, try to handle it with the help of try catch. But as of now we are going with the throws interrupted exception. Okay, so now if I run, okay, so run. Before that, let me close this one. Let me do one thing, maximizes. Okay, so driver dot manage, sorry, driver dot manage is going to give the options interface, right guys? You guys could have remembered from the last session, right? So manage dot window, so what window is going to give? The window is also an interface. Okay, so now here dot maximize. Okay, so maximize, minimize, full screen, so many options are available, you can see here. Okay, right, so now the window will be maximized, and then here 3 seconds of delay, and then it will print the message. Okay, now let's try to run. Okay, maximize, wait for it. Okay, 1 2 3, it's gone. Okay, cool. Now let's see. So now see, if checkbox is clicked, true. Clicked on remove button, is success message displayed? That is also true, because within the 3 seconds the element was able to load. So now you guys understood what is the use of the wait statement, or why you need to pause the execution of your script. But what is the demerit with this one? Demerit, I have given 3 seconds. Let's say the application is loaded, or that element is available in 1 second or 2 seconds. So what will happen? But your script will get paused for the 3 second only. So now it's 2 seconds, 3 seconds, doesn't matter. Now let's say we can say it is 5 seconds we have given pause, right? Now your element is available in the second, and the 2 seconds it is available, remaining 3 seconds is wasted, right? Now let's see, when you are running your regression shoot of the hundreds or thousands of the test cases, each test case, if it is waiting for 3 seconds, now you see when it get compounded for 1000 test cases, how much time you are wasting there, right? So this is not a good approach, as well as it throws the interrupted exception. We need to handle that one also. So because of those two reasons, we are not at all going to use Thread.sleep in any of the Selenium scripts. So because of that, in Selenium they have three types of the wait. One is the implicit wait, one is the explicit wait, and one is the fluent wait. Okay, so we'll start with the implicit wait in the next session. Thank you everyone. If you guys are really enjoying these sessions, I'll request you to subscribe to my channel and please share these videos with your colleagues and friends. And there are some other cool playlists also you can check out in the description, right? And if you have any questions, put them in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.